Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandragon's Cave. Today we are gonna be drawing young Bartholomew Kuma while analyzing One Piece chapter 1164. If you haven't watched better said, if you haven't read yet the 1164, I'm gonna be talking about the spoilers. I'm gonna be going through all the pages and see what we have in this episode, so I would advise that you click here to go into another video that is a little bit older. Okay, so we have this space more or less to draw today. I'm using a color pencil Alpino. This is a Spanish brand. This is some sort of brownish. I wanted to use a darker tone. I like to say that I don't repeat characters often. I try to do different characters in every video, but there are a couple that I have drawn in different situations or in different times of their lives. Kuma is an example of this. At the beginning of the channel, I'm talking about 2 years ago or 2 years and a half ago more or less, I drawn Kuma as we know him, as a Shichibukai, with Bonnie, a kid Bonnie, and I was talking about the concept of the relationship, a concept about, you know, being Shichibukai, being a cyborg, being transformed by or modified by Vegapunk. Then, after that, I done another video regarding the Seraphine, the Kuma Seraphine, the S-Bear as well, and how I think this group of warriors, the Seraphins, can end up with Bonnie, can end up being used for the good, okay, to help us at the end of the story. I'm gonna put that video here because it's very interesting and it can connect with things that we're gonna be talking about today, okay? I wanna draw Kuma. The main focus of the episode is not on him, but he has a very important role in this episode, and I want to go through all the pages until we reach that point, and so you see why I want to draw him. Okay, so I'm gonna be drawing like in the scene that he is showing up, that he's very tired. Okay, we're gonna draw him like this. He's trying to move, but I'm gonna be starting with page number 1 now, okay? So 1164 is called, depending on the translation that you may read, Davy's blood, Davy's lineage, okay? So we have a very Halloweeny, happy Halloween everyone. Last night was Halloween. I hope you had a very horrifying and tenebrous time. Oda loves Halloween as well. We have a full saga in Thriller Bark regarding Halloween topic, and obviously we had to add Perona and Mihawk in today's cover story, okay? It is a request, but this request that he is always doing, in my opinion, I don't think that there may be all the time request. Maybe it's something that he really fancies drawing, and he's just using this opportunity to do so, okay? So let's do the face here, more or less. Okay. Like this. He has an arrow here because he's been hunted, obviously, like all the people, all the slaves in this saga. So we have Perona, Mihawk. This is just a request with a rabbit. I think that was called Dalton or something like that. I need to double check this. If you remember the name of this character, please feel free to write it in the comment section. This guy is from the Big Mom group, so it's a character that at some point, how it looks very nice, very nice. I like it. Maybe I can dig a little bit into how many details we have about him in the One Piece lore and do maybe a full video, like a chill video, drawing a nice, cool character, okay? So episode 1164 starts with the heat of the battle. We are in the best moment in the story where all the top tiers of God Valley are fighting against Imu, against Saturn. Imu has, in this kind of silhouette shape, has Xebec pierced by the torso. He just done Domi-reversied on him. We were right, we got this theory right. I was talking 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, I was talking about the events that I think will happen, that it was gonna be Kaido and well, Kaido, no, Rocks is gonna be first of all Domi-reversied, then we are gonna have him fighting our guys, that in this case are the group of top tiers. I thought I said, as mentioned as well, I'm gonna put the video here, I mentioned as well there that first he needs to take out in a single hit Big Mom and Kaido. That's something that happened as well. And then the whole Garp is a hero and Garp had to ally with Roger. I think it was misconstructed by, let's say, Oda, the explanation that we originally had through Sengoku and everything. And because obviously everything is fabricated under the world government in One Piece. So we need to see how this is gonna pan, but this is happening as well in this episode. And I thought as well, and I explained as well in that previous video, that we need everyone to be overpowered by Xebec, even Imu, and Imu is gonna have to call another Domi-reversied guy that is gonna be Harald. Okay, so I'm gonna be going page by page so you can see the whole scope of this concept, let's say. Okay, so everyone is kind of looking at this scene as spectators of this kind of transformation, and there is a conversation there. So everyone is kind of waiting to see what's gonna happen. They don't know what this kind of spider, Gold Roger calls it, like a spider monster, is doing to Xebec. But at the same time, you know, they are grown-ups, so they don't interfere. If Rocks is clashing, obviously all of them are fighting together, but if Rocks is clashing on one, they let him clash and then they carry on fighting. Okay, so that is understandable in a fight of that caliber, I would say. Everyone is kind of not understanding, surprising, kind of looking with curiosity and like what is going on there. Okay, there is, I think, too much conversation, in my opinion, from Imu, coming from Imu. I like more the bad guy that is quiet, but here in these 2 pages at the beginning, there is quite a lot of conversation. So basically, they are talking about that, you know, he's very obstinate, and they are arguing about you shouldn't basically treat the humans the way that you're treating the humans, like they are insects, basically. Then Davy Jones is brought up into the conversation. Davy D. Jones, we have only a little bit of lore regarding him, because Davy backfight, because Blackbeard, because now in the Rocks flashback, but we are not yet seeing the whole intensity of what we could expect. Okay, I think there is a need for a Foxy return. There is a need for probably through him to explain more about the Davy back concept. He was the one introducing it, and I think is a very important character. I have a very nice video, kind of fanfic thoughts I have about Foxy that I want to put here as well, because all of this topic of Davy Jones should be connected. If the lore of One Piece is coherent and cohesive, it should be together and coming out together in the same end. Okay, so Rocks drops information here that we already hinted in previous episodes, and we thought we knew that Davy Jones was the previous king of the world. Okay, like the position that Imu is holding at the moment by force. Maybe Davy D. Jones was chosen by the people, chosen by freedom. Maybe even it could have been one of those moments where maybe he was the boss, the leader of the D group as well. This needs to be related, obviously. Davy is not D. I don't think he's going to be called Davy Jones, but we will see what's going to be explaining forward with the D initial. Okay, but the thing is, he lost. We don't know if Joy Boy is gonna be the one who actually lost against Imu 900 years ago. We don't know if Davy Jones comes from before. We need to see the scale. We need to see the schedule that it is. Oda is planning for us to see a progression, okay, in the battles. So Imu gets very upset. She's kind of, I'm talking about Imu as a she because I think it's gonna be looking like Bibi, but that's another theory for another day that I already have in the channel as well. Feel free to check it and have a look about Imu theory, BB theory, and all of this. But basically, she's very upset that don't be insolent. He was never a king. Blah blah blah. Explain all these things, and there is this kind of clash of opinions and an argument there. Like if he was nothing, why are you so scared? Basically, why are you so scared? And it's very interesting combination of words in this beginning of the episode. Okay, why are you so afraid of these Davy Jones? Okay, so there are some people, obviously he mentioned there are some people that are inheriting the will of Davy Jones. That this is basically, it needs to be the will of D. All of this is pointing, because the drawing is saying so, to Blackbeard. I think Blackbeard is the person who maybe thinking he's the chosen one, but how he's doing the things from maybe revenge or malice is not the chosen one. A little bit like, you know, in Harry Potter, he doesn't want to be the chosen one, but he ends up being the chosen one. This will be something like for Luffy. The Luffy will be inheriting the goodness, let's say, or the order in society from Joy Boy, from Davy Jones, from the previous world government, basically. And kind of we need to see the scope of things. In this chapter is hinting that Blackbeard is that chosen one, but we know that it has to be Luffy. I still think that because all the things that are happening in the story, we need an alliance, or an involuntary alliance between Luffy's group and Blackbeard's group to defeat Imu. All the things are pointing to this end, and later we will fight each other, so we can fight to see who is going to become the king of the pirates. Very interesting, very interesting. The concept of Davy Jones and the concept of Joy Boy are paralleled here. I want to see why, in what context is this implied. So, but I find it very interesting and very nice. Okay, let's do some kind of, he's pretty thin, tired, he's all broken, let's say. Okay, all fatigued, all you know, almost gonna fall, but he needs to carry on finding people. He's in this state of hero Kuma. So let's do this. The arm, his very big arms. He's a buccaneer, so his arms, his torso, his back, he's very big like a bull. A nice fruit that he could have been looking very nice with that other fruit design as well. It will be Dalton's fruit with the Ushi Ushi no Mi model bison. That's something that I would like to see as well. Oda, if you're watching this video, you can do maybe one of those covers, one of those cover stories that you do, showing how Kuma, or in a SBS, how Kuma would look if he would have eaten the Ushi Ushi no Mi that Dalton has. Okay, we go into more conversation. That's what I'm saying. Too much conversation, in my opinion. Imu is talking about, you know, now she doesn't have to worry about anything like in the past, probably because now she has found a very nice army that is gonna do whatever she wants. That is Harald. As I said at the beginning of the video, Harald is needed here. Xebec is upset about this comment. He's kind of saying, let them go, don't mess with them, you know, they are my friends. Harald, even if Harald didn't help him here when he asked for help, is his friend. And I think that is a very beautiful thing, because the concept of friendship is something very big and important. The concept of nakama is very important in One Piece. Even if you have different ideologies, even if you have different backgrounds, even if you have different, I don't know, roles in the story, like pirate, marine, world government, you can be friends, you can be nakamas anyway, like Kobe and Luffy. And it is very beautiful thing to see how Harald didn't help him because he had to prioritize his people, but Xebec still sees him as a friend, in my opinion. Even if they said that they part ways and they don't want to do anything with each other, it is very important. So Imu is quite mindful because she has lived through years and years, centuries and centuries, that to find someone like Harald, that it's a giant, that they should be violent by nature in the universe in One Piece, and more aggressive. It's like, I'm not gonna be lucky to find someone like him again, so I'm gonna have to use them. So very interesting, I like it. Let's remember, and this is something I'm saying for the last 20 episodes and 20 analyses, we are learning about this flashback, unexpectedly, the Rocks flashback and the God Valley flashback, through Loki's eyes. We are in real time sitting in Hell, in Elbaf. Loki is explaining this to Jarundin and Luffy, and all of this is leading towards why I don't like my father, why I want to kill my father, why everyone thinks I killed the father, and why I need you to understand the side of the story. So this whole story needs to end with Harald, arriving here. Okay, let's continue. Basically, Imu wants to put an end to Davy's dream, or Davy's blood, basically cut the last person who belongs to that lineage, and transforming him in Domi-reversied. Everyone is surprised, is giving him basically orders to kill his own family. He needs to go and hunt them. So this is what I said at the beginning, something that we were expecting here in the channel. We mentioned it before. We had a chat as well in the comment section as well in some of the videos, in the previous videos. There is this moment where Rox is realizing that his mind is going away and he's being controlled. Even he has a strong will, Imu is taking over. Big Mom innocently, Kaido innocently, because they are nakamas at the end of the day, they are helping him. And they are wondering, oh, what's going on, what's happening to you, what did she say, what's happening here? And then he wakes up, as we said before, there is no one that is going to be able to stop this man. So, as I said, with one hit, he takes Kaido out of commission. Obviously, he's not dead. He's just out of commission for this moment, for this fight. And then does the same to Big Mom. And then, as I said as well, Whitebeard is in another level. He is stronger than them all there as well. So he puts a little bit more of resistance. Whitebeard is the only one, in my opinion, the only one who stayed there to actually help his friend. Okay, even if he was conditioned to be in that crew, even if he was kind of obliged to be in that crew because Davy backfight, that we know all of this, he is an honorable man and is kind of saying, I will fight with you. So he is surprised, is kind of asking him, Rox, are we in your way? Are we bothering you? Kind of, is Imu actually controlling you? Are you out of your mind? There is a clash with Whitebeard, beautiful drawing with the wings of Rocks. We already drawn him with wings the other day as well. We knew this was going to happen. With the clash, it is so strong, you know, obviously Conqueror's Haki with full of lightning, black lightning all over the place. And one of the God Valley mountains that is like this, is like a split in two. One of them breaks and falls. Panic, everyone shouting, everyone trying to escape, you know, everyone is kind of, even the ships, because when something so big falls on the island, it's gonna fall on the water as well. It's gonna create like some sort of tsunami, some sort of massive waves that are gonna pull away all the ships. So all the ships are being alerted as well, so they can escape and take some distance. We have images of the 10 Ryobitos escaping, and the Marines are trying to collect them all and put them on the boats, on the ships to escape. And, you know, they are kind of shouting like, you know, don't leave any of us here. If you leave any of us here, we will kill you, to the Marines. These people are horrendous, and I can't wait to see actually Dragon moving properly and the Revolutionary moving properly to eliminate these guys, because they represent all the bad in the world, okay? And it's not a very nice thing to say. If you realize as well something interesting regarding Terriobitos, just I don't want to go off topic, but the drawings of their faces, they are very comical, bizarre, disgusting in the sense of they are ugly. Most of them, all of them are ugly, and if not, they have a very ugly character. And this is the way that Oda, because Oda is as well cartoonist, is comic, has. This is the way that he has of representing the retorted things of the world. When you see someone so ugly like this kind of Terrobitos, it's because they're going to be bad guys, okay? Or they're not going to have scruples or anything. So, very nice way of designing characters that Oda has. This is just a note for you if you are kind of interested as well in character design and things like this, like I do, so you can be a little bit in the loop to understand why they look how they look, okay? I have a video as well about Terrobitos that you can find in the channel. I'm not going to recommend it here because it has nothing to do with what we are talking today, but yeah. We jump a little bit to very small panels showing Gold Roger guys. They are escaping, you know, Shaq is still being carried by Rayleigh. This is just because the bad guy, the God Knight, Summers, hit her very hard with that spiked kind of weapon with the fruit, and probably damaged the leg. Probably that's why she ended up later not fighting and being more like in the bar chilling, because maybe she's gonna be very hurt with the leg, okay? So they're still escaping. Pay attention, there is one of the Roger guys lately on the side with the black wings that everyone speculated if he had a fruit, if he didn't have a fruit. We don't know. Keep an eye on this guy because Imu, the Devils, the Wings, Stussy, now Domi-reversied, now as well Koala, all these kind of demons story. If this guy doesn't have a fruit, Oda may give him a moment soon before we leave God Valley. If not, I don't know why in the previous episodes he will focus most of the time in showing that this guy has the wings there, okay? There is the scene, they kind of go to a dead end, they need to turn around probably and they are gonna join Roger somehow, but we can see that one of those chests has this Z sound of someone sleeping inside. That is Shanks. Remember that Shanks, later when we carry on with the story, we are gonna find him, so Roger pirates are gonna find him in the chest. So that is how he ends up there, because Dragon lost him. This is the next image. Dragon is crying, very similar to Luffy when Luffy loses his whole crew, like kneeling on the floor, punching the floor, you know, kind of holding himself, like very emotional, very frustrated in that sense, like he's broken at that time. He only had one job that he gave himself: I'm gonna save these two babies. One baby was taken by one of the bad guys, and then he said, okay, don't worry, I am not strong enough to save the two babies, I'm just gonna save one baby. And now, because he was thrown away as well with the impact and everything, he lost now the second baby, and so he can't do anything. So frustration is building on him because God Valley, because Imu, because Saturn, because the killing of all the innocent people. And now kind of this is the detail, the thing in the top of the cake that is gonna make him change radically. So this is how Dragon is born, basically. And then we focus into Kuma and Ivankov. That this is the moment I'm drawing here. I'm gonna jump already into 0.1 to do the line work, okay? Yeah, sorry if there's a couple of changes with the lights here, because I think it's gonna start raining and the clouds are being a little bit funny, and maybe we have a little bit of light, a little bit less of light coming in and out. So basically, Ivankov wants Kuma to escape. He said, you know, this is enough, let's go, you already saved so many people, but Kuma still feels that he needs to save more. He has regrets, we know that he has regrets about this. We will see adult Kuma frustrated, crying basically about he should have saved more people in God Valley. He feels guilty about that. Remember that he's just a youngster here. He's a very young kid. He just had the fruit eaten in the previous story, basically, in the one of the previous moments. He doesn't know the extent of how to use the fruit. He doesn't know how to basically the abilities, the capabilities that the fruit has when he needs to stop. We don't know. He doesn't know what is his limit either. So he's overdoing himself. He wants to achieve freedom for as many people as he can, and this we see that it's been impossible. So this is gonna haunt him later in the future, and as well is one of the reasons like he is how he is basically. He is able to see someone in the distance. The next drawing is some of the rocks guys, and we assume it's gonna be Captain John, it's gonna be Gansui, it's gonna be Shiki, because those are the guys that are in that moment, but they are not. Okay, so I just wanna puntualize something here regarding these three guys. I think God Valley is thriller bark. We see characters need to die in this story, in this saga, like Captain John needs to die here, Gansui needs to die here, Rox needs to die here, probably Gil Bastard needs to die here as well. And there are multiple characters that we see in Thriller Bark as zombies, that I think Komoria took that land later on, and that's why he had all these corpses, all these top tier corpses in his army, because they were already there in the island, okay, and they died in the island, and no one actually rescued them. Who is gonna rescue these guys that are together with the Vivek fight? You are not gonna see a white beard going up and down trying to save the corpses of these dead nakamas, forced to be nakamas, okay, because they are not like that. Someone like Roger will do it for his crew, because yes, they are a good crew, but not these guys. So very important. I thought that I was mistaken there, or maybe I'm not mistaken, and Captain John is dying here already. He seems quite damaged. He has the fruit that Kid has in the present. In the previous episode, he calls a lot of gold, a lot of weapons, a lot of everything towards him. Gansui, that has Mr. Five's fruit, throws him a mucus, explosive mucus, and probably all that amount of objects and things and swords and weapons falls on him. And remember that when we meet Captain John in Thriller Bark, he is, when he wakes up from the grave, he is completely pierced by like 5-6 swords, pirate swords. I thought, because there are some swords pointing at him in that drawing, that he was gonna pierce there and die. I still think probably maybe we are not seeing that perspective, but he already has some of the swords piercing his back, like he's been stabbed already by his own greed, and he will die. He will die in a corner alone here, most probably. Captain John needs to be connected to Buggy. Buggy's dream, obviously, is to be as well king of the pirates, king of the world, everything, and he will be. But to find the treasure of Captain John is one of his points as a character, and he needs to find it, I think, and they need to be connected somehow. I don't think it's the kid. I don't think it's his kid. But we will see in another video. I will do a video only about Captain John, because I want to explore the possibilities with this character. It's a famous character in One Piece, more than the rest of the Rocks Pirates, and I want to see what's the scope of him in the story. Gansui as well. Let's remember that Gansui is a guy that in Thriller Bark we see with elephant legs. So he only has torso and then elephant legs, like a centaur. And we know that after he attacks Captain John, he has Shiki inside. That Shiki is here as well in this episode, and he attacks Shiki as well with a bomb. Shiki is a very, very strong man, stronger than Gansui, and probably he already cut him in two, because we don't see his legs in this drawing, or he's about to cut him in two. So we need to, Oda is reaching the end of the story, and that means that all the loose ends, all the explanation, if you are like a titan in world building, that's what Oda is doing, creating a world, you need to tie loose ends. I think Oda, I mentioned this in multiple videos, is gonna be using these older characters that we've seen previously, like Captain John, like Ansui. He's gonna give them a little bit of mention in the story, so you're gonna understand, that's why Captain John was pierced by multiple swords. That's why Gansui was cut in two with elephant legs, because Shiki cut him in two. All these things we need to see it, not forced in the story, not put there as forced, but subtle, included in the story, like we are seeing now. What's happening with these two guys? So like this, like every now and then, one panel drawing him, giving hints that how they may have ended up like that. It doesn't need to be a full explanation. It doesn't need to have everything perfectly explained or showcased or anything. It just needs to be hinted in the story, so we here can do theories about it. Everyone can be doing theories at home as well, and everything. Okay, feel free as well to, if you are in other groups, watching other videos, talking with other people, analyzing episodes, analyzing One Piece, feel free as well to bring this up and comment it, like what do you think, what the other people think about this, like are we having some sort of lore piece, let's say, where we are having information about secondary characters or even tertiary characters like Captain John and Gansui. It's interesting for me that I do storytelling, I do world building, I do all these things as well as work. I find it interesting, and it's something that I see that Oda is doing. Okay, maybe for someone who is not into this kind of world, let's say, it's kind of okay, yeah, whatever. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But for me, it's quite obvious. I'm just doing a couple of extra lines here because he's very damaged. We need to do this type of lines, like he's been hurt everywhere because he's, I don't know how he can stand. He can stand only because he's Buccaneer and he's very strong in body, but yeah. So Rocks manages to reach his wife and his kid, Teach. He's evidently bigger than before, bigger than Big Mom and everything, bigger than Whitebeard, and that's a lot to say. And he's gonna kill her. She's assuming, she's like, okay, I'm sorry, you lost. It's my fault, it's our fault, because you wanted to protect us, we should have listened to you, basically. And this is something as well very interesting for storytelling regarding this couple, okay, this family, how she blames herself because, yeah, she gave him instructions to stay and leave them behind. We will take care of ourselves, and she couldn't do it. So now she kind of tries to run. She wants to jump in the water and swim out of the scene. She's obviously in panic because the kid is there as well, and that is danger. You need to try to escape from there. Okay, so we have this moment where Rocks is jumping. He's gonna cut her in two. The warships from the Marines are patrolling outside of the island, so no one escapes this disaster, and they spot her as well. They spot both of them, and they start throwing cannonballs at them. So like Buster Call vibes, they're gonna kill them from one side or from the other. They're gonna die here. Okay, and then that's why I chose to draw our guy Kuma, the hero of God Valley, in this episode today, in this chapter, in this analysis for the video today, because he jumps. This is the person that he has seen running in the forest. It wasn't Captain John and the rest. It was her. And as a good guy that he is jumping in front of them, touching both of them. There is two Paw-Paw little balls, kind of saying both have been touched, both have been thrown away outside of the island. Nice. It feels good. I know Blackbeard is gonna cause a lot of pain later on in the story. He's gonna be a bad guy, but as Vegapunk says, and I think is very important and paramount to the One Piece world, not everyone is as bad as they look, and not everyone is as good as they look. There is a lot of double moral here with many characters, and as far as we know, until right this flashback, most of us, we were hating Big Mom, hating Kaido, but now seeing them young and here, they are like Luffy, they are like Zorro, they are like Nami, they are just pirates, being pirates, stealing gold, fighting other pirates. They're just being free and adventurers, okay? Later they become more corrupted because, yeah, I mean, Kaido, why is Kaido crying in Balloon Terminal? Why does he want to kill himself? Because he was a kid here, useless, unable to save his friend Rocks. He was just thrown like a toy to the side, like someone is playing with this toy that is a snake on the side, and he couldn't do anything. So he is kind of aware, and that's why he wants a meaningful death, like Oden, like Whitebeard, like Rocks, like Roger. He wants to end up finishing his journey with a big bang, like, you know. But he's not that man. He's not that man. He feels inferior to the rest. And why? Because he wasn't a Titan here yet, but he was in a fight amongst Titans. Very interesting, very interesting. So the family, wife and kid disappear. They fly away at the same time that Rocks is gonna cut. The warships are almost reaching that point. There is a last and subtle poof, and that means that our boy Kuma has managed to touch himself, poop, and escape as well flying. So he didn't save Ivankov apparently. If he didn't touch Ivankov and the sister before he left, Ivankov now needs to find his own way of escaping the island, because he went flying already and he can't stop for 3 days. We already know how the fruit works. He can't stop for 3 days. There's a massive kaboom there. There's a massive explosion of both clashing. The ship has received the attack intended for the family, so it's split in two. I love when Oda is splitting ships in two. At the beginning of the story, Mihawk, when he shows up with Don Krieg and everything, he was considered the ship cutter. He was cutting ships very easily, and then later on we see T-Bone able to cut a ship as well, and I love it. I love it. T-Bone is called as well the ship cutter or something like that, and I like to see characters doing feats like this, when you see how titanic they can be. I love it. I want to know as well your opinion about this kind of epicness in One Piece, when we see a house or a mountain or an iceberg or something like this cut in two, or like a full mountain, like God Valley was most probably cut in two as well. The hair, when the hair is cut like this, very short, if you put a little bit of blue like this, it's gonna give the impression that is cut like maybe at 0 or at 1, very, very short, okay? So this is something that if you like to draw and you are drawing with me, that I know there are many of you drawing with me, slowing down the video and drawing with me, and this is something just for you for reference if you wanna apply it to your drawing, okay? So carry on here, drawing a little bit of shadows, a little bit of kind of dirt on the shirt everywhere here, so we understand that we are here damaged, okay? I think I have the impression it's gonna be kind of greenish like this. I want a little bit of green there, okay? And I think I will add a tiny bit more of line work, so we can make the drawing pop a little bit, okay? Maybe I think this one I want to do it a little bit blue tone as well, like this, okay? Kuma, no Garp, no Roger, no anyone. Kuma is the hero here. Kuma is the one who saved like 100 people, or more than 500 people, I say 500. and he still wanted to save more here. I'm sorry for this guy, all these things that he had to leave, and I like how the protagonism that Oda is giving him in multiple flashbacks since he introduces this new aspect of Kuma some sagas ago. I like this twist, I like this egghead Kuma, I like this kind of protector father, I like this hero, I like this kind of yeah, like a superhero type of character that is not gonna care about himself. He's gonna try to save as many people as he can, and it is very, very beautiful for a story. It is very, very interesting for we are loving Kuma, from hating Kuma after separating the Straw Hats in Shabondi Archipelago. Now everyone loves Kuma, and I like it. I like it very much. That is character development. That is evolution of a character. That is growth in a character on paper. This is a character that is drawn on paper. Imagine that. Imagine that. How beautiful. Okay. Now, just to conclude the chapter, the One Piece 1164 that we are analyzing today, while drawing Kid Kuma, we go into rocks in a rampage, attacking everyone, random pirates, random marines. There is like a bunch of people being attacked here, up and down. Imu is kind of giving him the next instructions. She is like, okay, now eliminate everyone. Were you tricked? Here, Imu, big Imu, were you tricked? Because you are maybe with your haki, like Enel, sensing that, yes, the woman, the wife, and the kid, the baby, the last remainings of the baby blood, I can't feel them anymore. So, it's kind of saying, good job, my dog, good job. Now continue, carry on, kill the rest of the people in God Valley, so we don't have any kind of witness or any kind of problem later on. She was tricked. She was tricked by the Paw-Paw, by Kuma's power, and these two managed to escape. So she was tricked there. She's gonna end up God Valley as victorious because Rox needs to die here. But she thinks that Teach is non-existent. He's been killed, and that is not true. So that is a very good point for development of the story. That's why I think, because this flashback, because Rock's importance and everything, that yes, Luffy will need to maybe face and fight these bad guys, but Blackbeard is the one who should be actually fighting Imu. No Dragon, no Garp, no Kobe. Blackbeard is the one who is affected. Blackbeard is the one who needs justice here. I'm not talking about revenge, I'm talking about justice. And if you see it from the point of perspective of Teach, if you were Teach, you would be as well seeking some sort of retribution, some sort of revenge there. And this is the real world. So Oda is making the story very, very, very real, and I love it. I want to know your opinion as well. If you think that I'm right in this or I'm not right in this, like do you want to see a Blackbeard going for Imu? Last time that we saw the Blackbeard guys, that we were talking, Katerina Devon was talking with Saturn. They say, what do you want, guys? What are you looking after? And they say, Teach, he wants the world. He wants the world. So the world is Imu. They are referring to the world as Imu in these episodes. He wants to, I'm not saying he wants to be the king, but he wants to take over the king and destroy that kind of kingdom that is being created with the blood of his family. I understand it. I don't think anyone can justify the actions of Teach going towards the world government. Another thing is, if he wants to go for the pirate style, and he's not gonna care. Okay, the past is the past, I don't care about this, whatever. Like Zorro doesn't care about his family because, whatever, I just want to be the strongest. But maybe this guy doesn't care about Imu. But everything is hinting that yes, he is gonna, okay? So, they start attacking. There is this mini moment of Garp with his people and Roger with his people. Both of them are, Oda is showing you, these two are the only guys left there. Everyone is leaving, left, or defeated. So, are you coming? And they are like, oh, hold on a minute, just wait 1 second, let me know when you are all together already there, and then I will go. But because we have business before, so they throw a burst of haki, of Conqueror's haki, incredible, shouting at rocks like, yeah, let's fight. This is very Zorro, this is very Luffy, they wanna fight the strongest. And they face him. You see the titanic difference between them. They were the same size, all of them were human size, but now Rocks is ginormous. And there is this kind of voice from within the demon, that is Roxy's real voice, talking to their minds, probably with the voice of all things that Roger has, and now we see that Garp has as well, talking through the haki, the Conqueror's haki. This is something that it needs to be connected to the D as well, to the clan of D. If you think about it as well, these three guys, all of them are D, so maybe they have affinity to define more or to train the voice of all things that we don't know exactly yet what is it, but he's communicating without talking. He's crying, frustrated, he can't control his body. I said it in the previous video that I put there for you to see. He is not gonna be fully controlled. So as we can see here, he is not master of his body, he's like a puppet, but he can still talk like himself, communicate with his nakamas, you know, brothers in arms, that in this case are Garp and Roger. And I love it. I love it. It is very sad, very critical, and now they need to, as I said, they need to, this is the end of the episode, they need to go for the kill. They don't want to kill him. These two guys are not guys who kill the enemy. These guys are like Luffy. They will defeat the enemy, so the enemy feels that, oh my god, you know, you broke my spirit. And that is important. So they are gonna have to be forced. They are gonna be, let's say, nerfed. That it's a word that everyone is using as well nowadays. When a character is, if you don't understand it, is when a character is kind of being pulled down. So you could kill someone, but I'm gonna nerf you. I'm gonna kind of put you at top there, so you can't explode in this kind of burst of energy. So because these two guys don't wanna kill him, they are gonna play defense. They are gonna be fighting, yes. They are gonna be throwing some punches, some attacks, yes. But they are gonna be playing defense. I think Rocks, that's what I foresee. Rocks is gonna overpower them because they are not fighting 100%. They are fighting 50%. And he will attack a little bit Imu, and then they will see, you will see how Imu needs to call King Harald transformed in Domi-reversied. Domi-reversied, they are gonna fight each other. These are the only two characters. They are at the par. They are together, they have the same strength. So, King Harald alone, without Domi-reversied, he wouldn't be able to defeat Rocks either. But now, because I think he's as well already Domi-reversied, they will clash equally, and they are gonna be fighting. And when Rocks manages to win this fight, and overpowers King Harald, not killing him because he's still in his mind, then Gold Roger and Garp, Monkey D. Garp, they enter again and they finish the job and they defeat him. Loki kind of hates his father because he says that he killed Rocks. Maybe King Harald is gonna give him a fatal wound, like he's gonna pierce him with his sword, with his axe or something, and he's gonna kind of leave him in a critical condition, but not winning the battle, not killing him. And then Roger and Garp are the ones who are gonna have to finish him off, let's say, okay? And there is as well a lot of spectators that are going to be waiting for them from the ships, waiting on them on the ships, that they're going to be looking at this fight, and maybe that's why everyone is like, oh my god, that is Gold Roger, let's run, or oh my god, that is Garp, he's our hero, he saved all of us. So Oda needs to put those kind of strokes of the brush in a way to design it, to design the truth. What is going to be the truth here? I think this I mentioned it as well when I was talking about King Harald and Loki and Jarundine, that when Loki killed, in theory, his father and those 100 people and everyone in that throne room in Elbaf, is because King Harald was transformed in Domi-reversied, and this is exactly what happened with King Harald. King Harald said to Loki, son, you are the only one able to kill me. Please kill me before I kill everyone in Elbaf. And Loki had to. That is a secret that he's been keeping. That is the end. I think that is the end of the flashback, of Loki's flashback. And we're gonna finish that story. Jarundine is gonna be in shock. Luffy is gonna be in shock, or probably, knowing Luffy, Luffy is gonna be sleeping. But Jarundine is gonna be in shock after this information. Gerd, the girl, the giant girl, needs to be around, and she is gonna slap Jarundine because she's gonna say, I seen all of this in the throne room. I know how the king begged the son to kill him, and I cannot believe how you, being the older brother, didn't believe your kid brother, and you made him suffer so much, you ignored him so much, you didn't believe him or anything, you know. So these steps needs to happen. I know it may be a little bit far-fetched, it may not happen, but that is how I foresee the next steps going forward. I'm not saying this is going to happen in one episode. You know, if there's going to be a fight, 1-on-1 or 3-on-1, it's going to take maybe 1-2 episodes more. The King Harald thing may come later, and then the end of the flashback. When we finish the end of the flashback, we will have the reveal of King Harald as well, being Domi-reversied, probably. Not everything at the same time. Oda is rushing a lot God Valley. Every episode is being epic. Maybe he's gonna rush this end as well, and he's gonna put everything together in a couple of episodes. I don't know. But so far, I am loving it. So far, there is episode next week. I always kick out from here the only anime watchers because I don't want to spoil or anything, okay? But if for whatever reason you are only anime and you reach to this video, you managed to reach here to the end, you listen the whole thing, there's going to be a break in One Piece, and everyone is crying online about this, like, oh my god, now One Piece is not going to be weekly, it's going to be changed and be seasonal. There were discussions a couple of weeks ago online about how is Oda gonna do the catch-up from the anime to the manga, and how Oda is gonna try to avoid the only anime watchers to be spoiled with all this thing basically, and the end of the story, because this is the biggest thing so far that we have seen in One Piece. But we still need to do the D, we still need to do the Void Century, we still need to do the King of the Pirates. So the end of the story, that is the peak, obviously they will need to think about something to try to minimize spoilers. There's gonna be always some annoying person online throwing spoilers on everyone, and we are gonna be spoiled with many things, I know. But the thing is, by delaying the anime is a good thing, because it will allow only anime watchers to be anxious, to keep up with the manga, to be reading the manga, be up to date, and minimize the people who is going to be affected by the spoilers. At the same time, there will be no filler, because the arcs that we are going to be having now, you know, Egghead, Elbaf, etc., the war, Love Tale, all of these things are moments that you don't want to see filler in the anime. You can have as well filler while fighting and things like this, but filler as such we don't want to see. So that is going to minimize, it's going to help the flow of the story, and it's going to help the only anime watchers to be spoiler free. That is my opinion. Obviously I can be mistaken here. Maybe it's just Toei got tired, or they want to hand over too soon to the other team that is doing the other One Piece. I don't know, but that is why I think this is happening at the moment as well. If you want to open conversation about this in the comment section, we can open conversation, talk about it, and see what you think, what I think, and kind of trying to find why is this happening, okay? If you don't believe, or if you don't want to think that this is maybe what is happening actually. Okay, so I think we finished for today. I really enjoyed the drawing. I'm happy with the drawing. I really enjoyed the analysis of the chapter. The chapters are being packed, and I love of One Piece the most the lore, the information, the variety of characters, the world. And it's not only Luffy's story what I love the stories of everyone, and all the things that we are having. We haven't seen Luffy in many chapters, and that is interesting as well. It's kind of refreshing and giving you other perspectives in the story. I think, in my honest opinion, Gold Roger, for me, seems downgraded from the image that I had of him. I had him more as a terror of the seas, basically, and now he's been more Luffy-fied. That is good in a way, because kind of Luffy is the heir of this wheel. But I think I enjoyed more, or I looked forward more to see the dangerous Roger, in my opinion as well. Feel free as well to, in the comment section, to if you want to discuss about this, because it's a wide topic, okay? But for today we are finished, okay? So I'm gonna sign. We're gonna be signing probably here on the side. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, you can say it as you want, and this is the Mandragon's Cave. I hope you enjoy the video, enjoy the drawing, enjoy the analysis. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, send it to your friends, to your nakamas, to your family if they want to watch it for the drawing or for the analysis of One Piece. And yeah, share it and engage. So I love to engage in conversation and to have some feedback here as well. Request characters if you want, if you haven't seen your favorite character still in a drawing here or in a theory here, and I'm more than happy to, if I know, do one video, and if I don't know, learn more about the character and do a video, okay? From this story or from any other stories that you may think, okay, that you may like. And yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!